he's actually bringing the receipts. I'm not saying, hey, I think this and I think that. This is actual research, evidence. But oddly enough, it has less views than people who are making up lies. Coach Greg, in today's video, the biggest scam in the history of the fitness industry. It involves the Liver King, and it's not him being a fake natty. I know that you're probably thinking, well, this is not true. It's definitely that Hussein Farhat is a fake natty. But I think that the Liver King, who John Bravo films, which is greater than Netflix, has the receipts proving he scammed people for $700 million. I couldn't believe it until I saw it. But yet, y'all don't care. I can't believe that more people care if Hussein Farhat is natural or not than if the Liver King ripped off hundreds of thousands of people. Hussein Farhat, oh, you Photoshop your photos. We have the raw footage. Now, clearly, bro has a pump. He's pumped up before this, put on some clothing, and he takes off the shirt. Clearly, he looks amazing. But does it look like he's photoshopped this? Does this look fake to you? He's morphed his muscles to make his arms and chest look bigger? He's just standing there. Oh, it's Photoshop. Why? Because you couldn't do it? Yeah, I get it. He sharpens the photo. He puts on the filter that makes the muscles look that much leaner. Changes the lighting. I get it. He does that. But bro entered a drug-tested bodybuilding competition. Oh, but they didn't test him, so he lied. He shows up to a drug-tested competition. He wins his weight class, but he doesn't win the overall. They drug test the overall winner. If he were cheating and taking the steroids, he probably would have won the overall. But then he would have been tested. And so you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he stays natural, he doesn't have a physique good enough to win the overall. He doesn't then get tested, and you all say he's a fake natty. But if he does take steroids, he does win the overall. Do you see how this makes no sense? Oh, and he did his blood work, and that showed that he's natural, but oh, he probably hopped off. He did his blood work on 1 day's notice from me. Now, when I say that other people are fake natties, because y'all have said, yeah, but other people who have physiques less good than that, you've called them a fake natty. Here's the difference. He shows his blood work. If Ashton Hall shows me his blood work, Mike O'Hearn shows me his blood work, Dana Lynn Bailey shows me her blood work, Simeon Panda shows me the blood work, of which I've asked them to, they don't. And so that's why I say they're fake natty. If I say you're a fake natty and you then show me the blood work, that at least proves at that time, for the last couple months, that you weren't taking anything. And in Hussein's case, is it possible he took steroids when he was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19? Yeah. But if he did and he stopped taking them, his muscles would get smaller. When you take steroids and you stop taking the steroids, the muscles, they don't keep their size. They get smaller. Ask anyone. If you don't believe me, ask Derek. But Derek refuses to get involved. Oh, Coach Greg, he never punches up, said Bubba. He would never challenge Derek, said Bubba. Literally challenged him in multiple videos for selling fake Ajuga Turkistanica. Challenged him right now. Hussein, he literally writes, Derek, you've seen the receipts. Test me at any time, and if I fail, I'll pay you $100,000. They're taking up anyone on their offer. Who wants to test them? And so does that sound like a fake natty? Would Ashton Hall pay anyone $100,000? Let's see it. Ashton Hall, if you want to prove that you're natural, you claim to be natural, give someone $100,000 if you fail a test and get tested right now. You don't think that I know he's going to fail? And so when a young kid with morals and integrity comes along with 1 in a million genetics, sorry, it's not my fault he has those genetics and you don't. What are we supposed to say? We still don't believe you? Despite the fact that you've passed every test, done everything you could do, we still don't believe you. And so yeah, it's the greatest compliment of all time. Absolutely. But to have more interest in Hussein being natty or not, or thinking I'm covering for him, than the Liver King's $100+ million scam, it baffles my mind. Baffles me. People can accuse Hussein with zero receipts, zero proof, nothing. And in comparison, John Bravo spends weeks getting hard, concrete evidence proving how horrible of a human being that the Liver King is, and that he gets some less views than an anal stick.
Do you guys remember the liver bitch? The guy who became not just a millionaire, but a billionaire by selling people shitty supplements.
He's not a billionaire. Selling $700 million doesn't mean that you're actually a billionaire. It's not all profit. There are other people, co-owners and so on, but it does confirm that he has made a lot of money. It's millions of dollars, and he is in fact a piece of shit, a lying scam artist that admittedly has ripped people off at the age of 16. Printing money, literally printing the money.
He always was a scammer as a kid working at GNC, robbing people, counterfeiting money, starting a drug lab in his apartment.
And he says it with a smile. He's so narcissistic, but you don't care. Because a young guy, he has a better physique than you do.
People would return stuff all the time, and they would return it pretty much empty. So why don't I just take all the empty things? Then I could go to another GNC, and maybe I could get money for them.
And so imagine admitting all this with a smile. He feels invincible. Because why? Because he is. Y'all don't care. If he was 22 years old and had a great looking chest and arms and said he was natural, then, oh my God, then he would be crucified. The world would come out in droves. But, scamming people for hundreds of millions of dollars, printing money, no one cares.
The things that I continued to do, they got bigger. Some of these, unbelievable. You won't believe it.
Imagine bragging about your crimes. To have that big of a sense of invincibility, to openly brag to your other employees of exactly what you're doing.
His supplement company made him nearly a billionaire. He's worth between $700 and $800 million.
I mean, I just don't believe this to be true. He's worth $700 to $800 million. I mean, you're perhaps thinking, yeah, you're jealous. I'm not jealous. I don't need more money. But if he sold $700 million worth of supplements, it's not all profit. So how is he worth $700 million? It just doesn't add up.
He says it's sourced from the best materials, ingredients on earth, right? And all of it comes from Sweden. What if I told you none of it is from Sweden?
I would say it sounds exactly like the Ajuga turkistanica, the turkesterone in the fitness industry. It's from Uzbekistan. Other companies, they lie. But y'all don't care. If you want the quality product that's actually been tested for, this is the only one I'm going to suggest. You can buy other company products. Perhaps it's at half price. Why do you think it's half price? Remember, I was offered $5.85 a bottle from the copycat plant from China. This is Ajuga turkistanica. It actually is legitimately. And if you don't believe me and you buy it and it doesn't work as well as you were hoping, it's a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card. Did the Liver King offer a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card? When he promises he gets it from a certain source and he doesn't do that and they prove it with receipts, that's an actual scam. And so when you say I'm selling snake oil, that I'm scamming people, that I'm covering up a lie, and you have zero receipts, none, shame on you. The people who are buying it, they understand they're going to continue to buy. And so if you want to get it, as we're almost always sold out, join the VIP list by clicking the link in the description. Now remember, you can always use code Greg for 15% off.
So people are buying this protein powder thinking they're getting some great thing, healthy thing for their body, right? But it's a piece of shit.
John Bravo's coming with receipts. There's even a disclaimer. It says, all information in this video was legally obtained and is based upon information perceived as factual and protected by law. He's not just pulling out some story out of his ass and lying, known as libel to many people. He's actually bringing the receipts. I'm not saying, hey, I think this and I think that. This is actual research, evidence, but oddly enough, it has less views than people who are making up lies.
What was in the ingredients? Because they had a suspicion that people weren't getting what they were getting. All those employees who were digging, they were let go and fired.
And so imagine, when the employees did some digging, found out that they were scamming the customers, they were fired, they were let go. The nerve of this guy. I mean, this is unbelievable.
So he emailed the manufacturer, so he got back the ingredient list and he noticed none of it is from Sweden and some of it can cause dangers.
Not only is it not what's label claimed, that they're lying, it's also dangerous for human beings. It shouldn't be consumed by humans. Imagine that. I'm incredibly frustrated on a personal level. We charge premium prices for a product that is not currently premium.
Further, I've spent the better part of 3 years telling the world this is premium, anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense product, and beknownst to me, it has not been as advertised.
AK, for 3 years, they've been lying. And so this person says, look, I want no part of this. I didn't know this, but upon discovering this, I demand that we make changes. We need to do 3 things.
Change the message immediately, change course and create the product we've always advertised, create accurate packaging in order.
That to me is a great employee. They're trying to make right a wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Now, sometimes things happen and you don't know about it, but then when you're made light of it, you need to make a change. But to fire the person, to hire someone else and say, don't tell anyone about it, what kind of person does that?
Now, he raised these concerns to a new person. His name was Rishi. And you know what Rishi did? He says, don't email me about it, right? And never mention this again.
We cannot drive this forward until we remedy the sourcing issue that I'll discuss below. These are areas where we're screwing up that I believe could stifle progress and in one case sink the ship. Sourcing that undermines everything we've ever stood for. For a now undetermined period of time, we have been lying to the customer and serving them a product I would never personally consume. I had suspicions since last week, but it became evident to me this week. A single scoop of the whole feast has always been advertised as a grass-fed, grass-finished product of Sweden, beef isolate, and the New Zealand organs. If it were as advertised, and I don't know at this point if it ever was, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Being that a single scoop is a product of 9 countries with varying levels of regulatory oversight and tens of thousands of cows with 0% of it from Sweden. Remember, it's supposed to be 100%. 0%! And 0.4% from New Zealand. Not grass-finished, and in some cases not even grass-fed, possibly given antibiotics, and with a suboptimal and very inflammatory omega-3, omega-6 ratio of 14-30 to 1, it should not even be recommended for human consumption. Not even recommended for humans to consume. That's how bad it is. You're paying a premium for the best grass-fed, organic, blah, blah, blah. And it shouldn't even be consumed by humans. And you all are worried if Hussein's natty. I have no words.
For as long as I've been in this business, I've never received an email like this. We will talk on Monday.
And so shortly after, people are let go. And the company, it continues to move forward. They don't care. And so when has the Liver King ever told the truth? Do you believe any of it? He scammed people since the age of 16 and he continued to get away with it. Do you really believe that his family was sick and that he then moved on to these pills, liver testicles, balls, and so on? Or was it all a lie? I mean, we have evidence that, of course, he lied about being a fake natty. He was using an incredible amount of steroids, growth hormone, and so on. And so how are we making Netflix documentaries on him and feeling bad for this guy? Oh, but he didn't have a father. So what? It doesn't give you an excuse. The problem with firing people that know too much is that they still know too much. They're just unemployed and pissed. Why is he not in prison? Liver King is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He will truly lie and do anything for the recognition and fame.
You remember Derek, who exposed the piece of shit? You know, for scamming the steroid stuff originally? Well, he has a supplement company.
Derek's company doesn't sell Ajuga Turkistanica. Is it Derek's company? Does he work for them? I don't know. But remember, it was tested 0.36 milligrams of turkesterone. They had the turkesterone molecule on the product. When you right-click the URL, exactly what did it say? And so if you want the top quality product that you know it's not bullshit, you know I am not a piece of shit, get it from T-Plug. The T-Plug stack includes GO2 Max as well as Turk Builder Max. This is the best natty supplement you can get. And so if you're interested, code Greg, 15% off. And of course, we have a host of other supplements. We have GLP Max. We have G-Test Platinum. Seco protein bars for only $19.99. Don't forget to use code SECO. And so if you're interested in any of this, of course, the cookbooks or coaching plans by me and my team. Interested in coaching? Apply by clicking the link in the description. It's much cheaper. We have FaceTimes with Coach Greg. I did one yesterday for 42 minutes exactly. Great time with my clients. Subscribe, click the bell button. Please comment to boost the algorithm. Like the video, watch that, then watch that one after. And until next time, I am out.